Welcome to Spoiler Alert, where we talk about and spoil the shows you're obsessed with. This week, Retta rejoins us to postmortem the Good Wife finale.
I'm in.
Take a look at Scandal's mole mystery and answer this provocative question: who's pregnant on Parks and Recreation? Retta, yes, you're delivering the goods.
I don't know. I do know.
We'll get to that in a second. But first, Good Wife finale.
Yes.
Big bait and switch ending.
Yes.
You think Will is showing up at Alicia's door.
But
you knew it wasn't.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't.
She wouldn't have Will
come to her apartment.
Her home where her children
kids are.
Yeah.
Is this stupid?
Plus, I had actually read our recap before I watched the episode, so I knew.
That's no fun. That's no fun.
That's how I knew.
Now, there's some speculation, debate in the fan community about whether Alicia is joining Carrie to distance herself from Will or to remove that obstacle, that professional obstacle that he is her boss and can finally get together with him now.
I'm not certain, but I'd like to believe that it's the professional obstacle that she's looking to get out of the way because she just can't not be.
Worth pointing out that Robert and Michelle King, the creators of the show, have said that her decision was fueled by wanting distance from him because she's with Peter. That's where her commitment lies. But I'm skeptical.
That kiss opened up something between us again, didn't it? I don't know how to close it.
Let's talk about the twist at the end with Alicia joining Carrie. You know, I think a lot of us kind of saw that coming.
What are you thinking?
That sets up a pretty incredible season 5. You're concerned. You're worried.
I don't like changing my shows. Even though I know you need it to keep things moving and interesting and whatever, and the fact that she's gonna leave the firm. I mean, I thought it would have been more interesting if she and Carrie were gonna be fighting one another, you know, battling over clients and what have you. I don't know how I feel about that, especially now that Kalinda's not going.
Right.
I think it's a really good move because I think everything in the finale was really smart as far as setting up an interesting next season. Because you'll get Alicia and Carrie now going up against their former bosses. Right. And I think there will always be that pull, you know, Diane and Will, they're always going to try and get one or both of them back to the firm, you know, after they get over the initial hurt. Right. And this isn't necessarily forever. I'm not buying the fact that they're always going to be, you know, their firm might just be an epic fail and then they'll go retreating back or get brought back.
And I'm just interested to see, though, how are they going to juggle? Because now it's always been a show about one law firm. Now it's going to be a show about two, like evenly balanced. How are they going to juggle both of these
Or has
stories?
this been a show about the good wife?
Oh, Matt.
Regardless of where she works. This is about the good wife and where she works.
Let's say I'm approached about leaving the law firm and joining a small startup firm.
And I like the fact that they found a way to keep the new investigator girl on the show.
Yeah,
I do,
funny.
although I would have preferred Kalinda joining Alicia and Carrie. That's more interesting to me. You know, and this sort of comes on the heels of Juliana Margulies saying in an interview that she thinks the Kalinda-Alicia relationship is done.
Really?
Been there, done that, time to move on. Fans pretty angry at that. I disagree. I think that I think that relationship is still really interesting to me despite what had happened or because of what happened in their past. Moving on, Scandal, the Big Huck episode.
You're going crazy on Twitter. You're like,
You were going crazy.
he's got a
on Twitter.
wife, he's got a kid.
I mean, it was really weird for me to hear him, first of all, talk in a normal person's cadence in the flashbacks.
Smiling.
Yes.
I'm home now.
Then after he had a baby on the way, he became like this happy-go-lucky killer. That's when he got all chatty and clever with his victims and stuff.
Are you a screamer or the strong and silent type? Let's find out.
So of course, like he kept saying the 752, he kept saying 752, 752, 752. And I thought it was actually, he did a really good job at that because, you know, that can look tedious.
We can't understand.
752.
Everyone is having their type of conversation trying to pull him out of it, and he'd have a moment of stopping and then jump back into it, you know, 752. I thought they had kept him down there
For 752
days, and that's what he had been doing. How long? Did we find out how long? Because there was one point where it was like 2 months next time. And I was like,
Yeah, I was
what?
guessing it was probably like at least 3 months probably total that he was down there, which is just a huge amount of time.
Melly's hair, the other big guest star in the episode.
She looked like the wife of a nasty plantation owner in one of those like bad slave movies.
I have had enough.
And now she's putting the screws to Fitz a little bit. She's like,
What's
enough is
different
enough.
about this ultimatum versus the one she gave in the season 1 finale?
This one, she's moving out. She's not sleeping in their bedroom anymore?
I'm moving across the street into Blair House. Don't worry, we'll take the tunnels. No one will see us. No one even needs to know what's happening.
So now it's like he's really got to end it with Olivia, or she's going to go out on the lawn.
I will be standing on the front lawn of Blair House holding a press conference discussing my philandering husband who can't keep his pants zipped and the whore who has him on a leash.
Well, this all raises the question, how do we stop Mellie? Because if she goes through with whatever she's doing, then it just really impairs the show, because then he's not present anymore, and that robs a lot of the drama. So my theory is Mellie is the mole.
Oh.
Mellie perhaps in conjunction with Hal, the Secret Service agent.
Thank you, Hal. I truly appreciate everything you've done for me.
Because they seem to have some weird kind of
Yeah,
closeness
what's
or
that
whatever.
about?
So maybe between Mellie and Hal, they're together, the mole, not to put American lives in danger overseas, but so that Fitz could ride to the rescue
Right.
eventually and
That's the only
do
thing
a
I
bunch
can
of
think
PR
of.
thing.
When he confronts her, she's going to be like, I did it for you.
Right.
Because you got to save.
But then he can hold
his
that
life.
against her or force her out of, I don't know if you can really force someone out of the marriage and stay president, but whatever.
So Mellie is the mole.
That's
Matt
my theory.
Minovich is calling
That's
it.
what I'm going with.
Moving on, Parks and Recreation. Question for you. NBC announced a slew of renewals last week. Parks and Rec was not one of them. What are your insiders telling you?
My insiders are just reading what you guys write. So my manager's like, I read a bunch of stuff that it looks like, Parks is going to get renewed. I was like, me too.
I was so confident it was renewed, I had it in the original version of the story, in the renewal story, and I had to pull it out.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Because it's like, it's obviously going to get renewed, but for whatever reason, NBC wanted to do their drama renewals first. I don't know.
They did that last time. Remember, they piecemealed it?
Yeah,
And
but it's coming back.
I hope so.
I mean, creatively, the show hasn't missed a beat in the past couple of seasons,
Yeah,
whereas, other comedies will just have that really off season or something.
Right.
But it's coming off such a strong season.
They're losing The Office. The Community is unlikely to return, I think it's safe to say.
1600 Penn was DOA.
Yeah, it'll be back, and we got to resolve this whole pregnancy storyline. Someone is pregnant. That's out there. That's not a big
pregnant.
spoiler.
Art Mathman is on the case to figure out who it is.
I'm pretty sure he's not going to figure it out.
Who isn't pregnant?
The court reporter is not pregnant
Okay.
because she's 80.
And we could rule out Perd happily.
Yes, Bird is most definitely.
Who, by the way, shows up on Scandal every now and then.
He said that every once in a while, Shonda will send him a text like, that someone will have said to her, Perd Hapley's on Scandal.
When you read the finale script for Parks and Rec, did you know already going in who was going to ultimately be revealed as
Nope,
pregnant?
he didn't have it on there. They actually had to tell us because they didn't want it written anywhere.
Wow.
So we found out and actually I don't even know if I found out in the table read. I think I found out like halfway through the week because they just didn't, because something else had gotten out. Oh, the retirement. Somebody had gotten the script, and so Jerry's retirement had come out before they wanted to let it be known. I had to ask, and they were like, nobody knows, so don't say anything, but it's
Did you think for a while that it could be you?
No.
Okay.
I thought it might. I swore it was Leslie.
Yeah.
Could be.
Plus, I heard you dropped some knowledge on Jimmy Fallon the other night.
Oh, yeah, I got to sling some jokes.
I just learned that phrase, drop some
Drop some
knowledge.
knowledge.
Did I use it okay?
Yes, you did.
All right.
Retta, thank you so much for coming by. While the credits roll, you're going to tell us who really is pregnant.
Yes, it is a woman.
And that was my theory.
Yeah, and she is still of birthing age.
Yep.
I'm Haley Steinfeld, and you're watching ENTV.
Hi, my name is Kiernan Shipka, and you're watching ENTV.
Aubrey Plaza, ENTV. I just touched it with my mouth, sorry.